Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. HeirofCarthage here, and we're going to be continuing our Chaos Dwarf campaign with Astragoth Iron Hand. I'm going to be taking over a settlement here from the Dwarves. It's not even really worth fighting because it's tiny. I'm going to actually go ahead and occupy this as an outpost because I just completed some buildings that are using up a lot more raw materials. And I need to get some more strip mines installed. And I'm going to be running a few improvements here on this particular area. If you all remember, we're kind of in like an odd conundrum at the moment, where I have way more wars and battles going on in lots of different places than I can actually attend to at any one given time. Just get rid of these ogres real quick. I could have fought that. Oh, I should have fought it. Good. What a ripoff. They wouldn't have done that much damage to me. Come on. What a joke. Stupid ogres. Alright, there's more ogres down here, and I need to retake the demon stump. But then I'm also going to have to come up here and deal with Tretch. And then also in the meantime, on that last turn in, Fallen King Mountain went back to Nashrak because I'm busy. And I just don't have enough armies to deal with all these guys. I have given allies some help orders here. I don't know how long it's going to take them to actually respond to me. If I move over there... Hold on, before I move over there, I need to see the movement range on some of these other armies. Yeah, I'm going to move over here towards the Demon Stump and get ready to try and take it back. Greasus is around, but he's being pursued by an allied army here, which is great news for me. Hopefully they don't take the Demon Stump on this next one. If they do, I should be able to trade them. I've got Darkhold down here, and I can trade it over to them and get Demon Stump back just to kind of make the provinces a little cleaner there. And, you know, to gain some goodwill with that faction from doing the what do you call it, the diplomacy. That's the word I was looking for. Not a word I'm very familiar with because, you know, as a Total War player, I seem to just be constantly trying to go to war. Our firing drills stuff is good, but I'm actually just going to maybe go ahead and start in this logistician here. I want that army to be able to replenish as quickly as possible and get right back into combat. We definitely want to increase mobility anywhere we can. And then our metal sorcerer here. Let's go with scouting because we don't get a lot of items, and it would really be nice to get more of those items. So my other army is sieging Karak Kadrin, or no, yeah. This army's sieging Karak Kadrin, and then we just took Karak Dromar out here, which is going to be hard to defend. I'm going to have to move underground. I'm just going to have to go start punching Crooked Moon in the face. That's going to be the only way we're going to get away with this. Like, so I'm thinking I'm going to go out, for instance, and just tear Akendorf to the ground. I don't want to try and defend it. Maybe keep the forest, and then just start ripping through the Silver Road here. The best way to end these wars and prevent them from getting behind me is for me to just go in and absolutely rip all of their settlements out from underneath them. We have fewer armies than them, which means that we are going to suffer losses along the way. Like, that means they're going to be retaking some of the minor settlements and stuff that we do. Oh, speaking of, let's get a convoy going. Convoy! I've got one that's ready to go, and we're going to do this one, Add Master. And I'm just looking for an easy mission for this convoy, which unfortunately is none right now. There's a pretty high chance of threat. So that being the case, I'm just going to pick the fastest mission here, which is going to also get me a little bit of labor. I can risk a little bit more there, so let's just dispatch that. I don't think I really need a lot of labor, but again, I'm looking for a fast mission that, if completed, will add another unit to the army and make that convoy stronger, and then make it capable of, you know, going on the more dangerous missions. Like, I have the one convoy that's a 20 stack, for instance, and it's near unstoppable on its journeys now. So that's kind of what I want to achieve with those. Is we'll take the short journey. Hopefully minimize the... Yeah, here's Tretch. Not surprised. Stinking Tretch. And he took over the Blasted Expanse. Great. I have an allied army that was going to fight him, but I've got many settlements I'm going to have to retake. This is good. We're going to pick up an army of Crooked Moon. We have a chance to underway intercept them, and we're going to do so and crush this army. Alright, the battle is about to get underway. They do have a single Doom Diver catapult. which is going to have pretty good range. I want to make sure not to put my infantry within its range. I think I'm going to be able to start picking at them, though, and kind of force the issue. Also, I could run Astragoth forward. Be some risk in this, but I'm going to run him forward and see if I can maybe annoy them with some magic as well. I do have a summon, and I'll probably use that summon on the Doom Diver Catapult. It sounds like I can hear my magma cannons opening up and clapping some enemy here with their fire. So we've got the magma cannons. The Dreadquake Mortar will be in range soon, though I'll need to see more of their infantry to really have a good target for the Dreadquake Mortar. We should do pretty good damage against the trolls if we hit them. So let's see. Yeah, I've got their attention, but I don't really see a good blob target at the moment. Let's see if that Dreadquake Mortar... Their Doom Diver Catapult's just about in range. It is in range. They just fired, so I'm going to summon on them. But my artillery is doing far more damage to them than they are to me. A lot of their Gobbo infantry was hidden, so I should now be able to target it with my Dreadquake Mortar. River Troll Hag. Let's kind of keep dragging them back. We're almost into blunderbuss range, so let's drag them back up in here. This flank that's approaching me, I'm just going to go stomp it preemptively with my monstrous units there. The Doom Diver Catapult's ruined, so we're in good shape there. I thought I targeted that archer unit back there. I did. Oh, it got Dreadquaked hard right there. Did you guys see that? That was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to continue to do that. Alright, so I've now got the enemy within range of my blunderbuss. This is what we want. Go ahead and just start crushing in here. Yep, enemies in range of the blunderbuss. And their archers are now visible and will be vulnerable to my significantly powerful artillery fire. But I may not even wait for the artillery in some cases. Just give them the hammer. That hammer was pretty brutally effective. Try and target them there. We've got a spider inbound. A spider that I am highly unconcerned with at the moment. Just missed these guys with that bombardment, so let's target them for destruction. I'm actually going to go run their leader down with the Astragoth. I've got extra centaurs that are not in use at the moment. Let's run them out here and lend a hand as we are taking on the big Ragnarok spider. Alright, here comes Astragoth. Oh, I'm going to kick the ever-loving crap out of you. You better run. You better run. Look at that little Gobbo. He is way out of his league here. Takes a hammer to the noggin. I'm going to buff up Astragoth even more. We're up to 692 damage. Oh, man, look at the chunk he took out of him on that hit. Alright, and we have dealt the spider a mortal wound. I'm going to cease fire with my artillery, and I'm going to chase down that black orc and also the spider. There we go. In fact, let's get our two... I thought I had great weapon ones in here. I do not. Okay, that's fine. Astragoth, go chase their leader down. Don't let him away like that. Alright, so I've got my bull centaurs in pursuit, and I'm going to try and run down some of their remaining units and finish them off. I don't see any reason that I should let them escape. In fact, I can slow him down right there. There we go. So hang tight there, bro. I got a hammer for you. Alright. Taking some chunks out of that. So that spider can't possibly be that fast. My guys are only 62 speed, though, so I guess it makes sense why they're not catching him quickly. Over here, when we do land hits on that Black Orc Big Boss, if it's the Regiment of Renown Centaur here, they should do very well because they have a nice bonus versus infantry there with the dual axes. But I think I have other dual axe units that are the same too, so Yep, alright, we got their lord, their spider got caught, and it's getting shredded, and then their black orc big boss getting shredded. I'm just going to let that fast forward and finish. Just want to get rid of these key units before we head back. But we only took 11 losses, and honestly, I'm a little surprised it was that many. I'm going to go ahead and just take the extra treasury. I'm going to try and stack up extra treasury from all these battles. What up, Archaon? Defensive Alliance? Yes. Yes, please. Alright, so we'll make good with Archaon. He thinks he's the Chaos boss. I guess it's actually us, but you know what? We'll play along. Make him think happy thoughts here, because the last thing we need, of course, is another war, especially one against those who should be more aligned to us than others. We lost some raw materials there because of Tretch's scummery back here. Our ally is set to attack Tretch. I don't know whether he'll succeed. We may have to come and take care of that ourselves. The Demon Stump did go into the hands of my ally, so what I'm going to do is go to these guys, trade settlements, and I'm going to trade Darkhold for Demon Stump. They should agree to it, balance out that offer, and then propose it. So now we got our settlement back. They can kind of guard their block back there. And then I need to go start cleaning up the mess that Tretch has left. And so what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to just head for Mount Greyhag. It says this way is just a little faster. I'm just going to force march as quick as I can to Mount Greyhag. Knock out Mount Greyhag, because that's kind of behind my lines. Then we'll retake Mount Silverspear. And again, we'll just kind of work our way through. Let's go check out our other armies. Oh, another big Crooked Moon army bounced up here over the turn, which is great that they came that close to me, because this gives me a chance to destroy them in full here. We have the opportunity to stack up some good cash here, too, by winning all these big battles with Astragoth. We've only got the one skill point that's his. He is at level 37, which means he has quite a few more that he's going to get, and that's good. I'd kind of like to finish up this tree and unlock those top tier upgrades for our blunderbuss, because no, they're not strong enough yet if they're not as strong as they can get. We have very little movement around here, I think. Medium casualties, that's funny. Yeah, we'll see where the casualties lie when the... Okay, the battle is getting underway. I'm moving my troops into position. The greenskins are waiting on all of their troops to arrive, which would include their Wa army, and that Wa army is moving into position now. I do have summons available to me, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do it, because I'm pretty sure my Kadai Fireborn will be able to at least mostly destroy that Doom Diver by the time they can react properly here. At least they should be able to. It is just a Goblin Artillery unit, so it ought to fall pretty quickly. Yep, that certainly caused a lot of mess. I'm going to drop a mortar on top of it just to mess them up even more, and then now that their units are visible, I'll jack them up here as well. There we go. So that ought to cause them some trouble. For whatever reason, they have a Snotling pump wagon that came, like, way ahead of its army, so I'm going to actually knock it out real quick. I'm going to stay in the air with this unit. So our bombardments did do a lot of damage up here and really screwed up their artillery, which has also allowed my units to move within range. And I'm using my, in case what you are wondering, I noticed that we didn't have good spotting last time on the goblins, so I'm using my flying bull here as a spotter, essentially, to just pull enemy units within range of my artillery, but keep eyes on them so that we can start landing hits. Like my Dreadquake mortar, for instance, has good range right now into this blob. So I'm going to start trying to put it in range. I still have other units moving, so we're going to keep our units close. I want to keep eyes on because I'm trying to maximize the potential full damage range. Somehow their Doom Diver Catapult survived that and actually is firing on me. That's actually a little more than irritating here. I'm going to put an end to that. Okay, so the enemy actually fell back initially from their position here, so that should put an end to the Doom Diver. So no more of that. Okay, I'm gonna Dreadquake mortar some of these guys. I'm trying to convince them to come and fight me, but they're just kind of rolling around like idiots right now, which honestly is fine with me. There comes this Dreadquake shot. Ooh, very nearly tagged them. The greenskins, like I said, they're kind of running around like a bunch of fools right now. That's mostly okay with me. I'm going to actually take advantage of that. I know they're all in a single position right here, so I'm going to put this bombardment on them. Oh, you're going to feel that one. So, like I said, I'm going to keep eyes in the sky on them, and then I need to check my hammer spell here, because it will do brutal damage right there. Oh, choke on it. So I am way out ahead of my army, but, I mean, there's really no reason not to be at this point. The AI is maneuvering, like, terribly, and I have no reason not to just absolutely annihilate them for it. So I put a flame storm right in the middle of their army, so if they don't want to come attack me, I mean, feel free to sit on your butt and get completely and utterly wrecked. Like, I mean, if that's your objective right now, then you're winning, and please keep it up. Watch, watch, watch. Here it goes. Go, go, go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should definitely not charge me. I mean, you should definitely sit back and just allow me to completely unload. Just an absolute... Look at that! That flamestorm's still going after all that time, man. That was a brutal flamestorm. 629 kills for Astragoth, by the way. I wonder if the AI has gotten the message here that the camping really isn't in their favor. Or if they're gonna continue to not learn the lesson the hard way. Like, I know my artillery is quite threatening, and it is. Like, so they're correct in assuming that my artillery is going to maul them. But assuming that you can actually sit back and make me attack you, number one, it does nothing because my artillery outranges you, and number two, I have magic, and I'm going to come make you pay. So there's just really no point, right? That's what I'm getting at, is it is utterly pointless for the AI to sit back and act like that, oh no, you can't force us to attack. Or you can't, yeah, you can't force us to attack. I absolutely can, and I absolutely will. Alright, I've got my magma cannons firing at troll units. I'm going to just target my Dreadquake mortar towards the center of the formation. So we've got the enemy's attention. I'm going to lure them back into blunderbuss range as per standard Chaos Dwarf procedure. And I'm going to have my Centaur Renders ready to hold up my flanks and block any charges of large critters. Do something like this, just kind of split up a little bit back here. Yeah, so see where they come forward with chariots, for instance, and other units, I will meet them head on with the centaurs. These ones got into range of my blunderbuss unit and do not have much life left. Watch this here. I'm gonna put some major slowing. Plus, we're gonna have the. Actually, it's not time for that yet. Let's wait till they get a little closer. Let's get back here, you get back here, you come a little closer. Now is going to be the time for this, because we're getting units within the range of the blunderbusses. That Blackwork Big Boss went charging right past me towards my blunderbusses and paid a huge price for it. Oh man, a little bit of a mistake by my magma cannon there. Let's take it a little easy with the friendly fire. There we go, there we go. Alright, things are getting real. And let's charge forward over here to keep our flank secure. And then over here, I forgot to charge my renders, but we're good. And I managed to pull my units back from the Blackwork Big Boss. Let's actually see if we can help KO him with my Taruk, I should say. Okay, and then do I have some magic spun up? We do, because there's a really brilliant spot for it right there. These greenskins did not have a chance. Now, what was it saying again? Like, I remember something about, like, the pre-battle screen mentioning medium casualties. And I'm just wondering, like, were they talking about my casualties? Were they talking about the greenskin casualties? Like, maybe they need to recalculate that one. You all tell me who you think suffered medium casualties here. It's certainly not me. Alright, so I'm going to actually run some of their units down. I am in hot pursuit over here. And I'm going to just kind of continue to pursue. Veiled Taurus can help out here too. There's Astragoth. Astragoth you can pursue as well. Alright, so like I said, trying to run some of these units out of here. The pursuit mechanics are pretty wonky. They don't work great. Alright, so we did manage to get their leader. We're catching some others here. Whatever we can kill from this army, I'm gonna just do it. My artillery's going a little bit ham here, and it really doesn't need to be. It's just causing friendly fire. Hey, take it easy, easy. Like, if I took any medium casualties, it was apparently from my own artillery. Alright, so that should work. We really stuck it to the AI here. They took egregious casualties. And if I did technically take medium casualties, I think most of it was probably from my own friendly artillery fire there at the end, where my artillery gets a little bit overzealous. We're going to drop their leader here just to make sure he's no longer around. Some of these leaders, the reason why I like to kill them sometimes is because I don't want them to get away, number one. And if they do try to get away, if they're below like the immortality rank and we kill them, then the AI has to start all over with a fresh character. So that's kind of what I'm attempting to accomplish there. Alright, so once again, we absolutely squash our enemies. Again, I'm just going to take the money. We need a lot of money to help us. So I'm going to keep taking that because it's very expensive for all of our building upgrades and everything else. So might as well stack that up. I'm going to go ahead and finish this army while they're here, because they can't get away from me now. And that way they don't get behind my lines and cause any issues. So they are dead. I guess I'll take like that. I don't know. None of those are going to be particularly helpful. I'm going to head back over into the settlement. On the next turn, I'll go underground and pop up and start wrecking some of their settlements. So we dealt Crooked Moon a pretty solid defeat there. They never sent the reinforcements over here like they should have. Azag was nearby and could have come and reinforced Karak Kadrin, but did not. And instead, the garrison at Karak Kadrin just grows weaker every turn, and I have towers and everything now, but there's no reason for me to even use the towers at the moment, because I have them trapped behind a wall and there's just very little that they can do. I could use the manual firing on the Iceforge Legion too to absolutely destroy their better infantry. But again, actually I may go ahead and do that. I may go ahead and do it because I need... Actually, the auto-resolve would give me this one. I don't like fighting the siege battles, honestly, it takes a long time. I might go ahead and just auto-resolve this one. We take a lot of casualties, which sucks, but we can replenish quickly. I can get this as a tower, and we've got 190 influence, so I can go ahead and occupy that as a tower. And they don't have an army close enough to reinforce it at the moment, which means I will get my replen on this turn, which means that then if they do show up, they're probably a little too late. I'm going to demolish this building, so we just really don't need it. Diplomatic relations with dwarves, chaos and a death blow for Infernal Guard. Death blow would be kind of cool. So we'll build that eventually when we get the opportunity. Otherwise, let's see. Let's kind of... Let's start off with kind of our basics. Let's get some cash. Let's put in defenses. I think having infantry and artillery build capability at all of these is going to be important just in case we need to stack up some new units. And we've got some skill points to hand out here, multiple. Let's see, this Tyrant, we can do Iron Willed now. And let's take a look at Gorduz. We finished all of our Gobbo improvements with Gorduz. We do Fated, he gets extra hero chance. Lucky gives him a ward save. And Sneaky gives Vanguard deployment to all those units, which is also really cool. So we might want to go ahead and do that with him. And then, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to come back out here. Let's go back in here over to Astragoth. And we can now do Rally, and then Lucky Lackeys. We don't want that one. We will want this, though. for our Hobgoblin army. So we'll definitely want to do that. And let's see, marshaled military. So that affects all my infantry. This one's going to affect everything ranged. And this one's going to be all the monstrous stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do everything ranged right there. And then I'll probably do the infantry as well, just because. So, oh yeah, look at that. Almost 100 missile damage on our guys. I don't know why these ones are higher than the Regiment of Renown one. That doesn't make much sense, but maybe they downed theirs because they had better melee stats? I don't know. I don't know what the reason is for that. Our Taruk still has a skill point here as well. And go ahead and finish Devastating Charge. And let's do this headdress to get some missile resistance. And we have a good chunk of cash that we can start to spend to upgrade settlements as we're able. What is this giving me? Control? Blackwater. Control probably would be handy for whenever I'm not there, but we could go ahead. Carag Dromar, Oakenhammer. The question is whether I can defend this stuff. Do I want to spend a bunch of money on the things that I can't defend very well at the moment? Tretch probably won't make it up here, but maybe I should go ahead and like spend the money to at least get my home province better defended. I think we should at least. That way, you know, if he does make it up there, I'll have a harder time smacking around our home province. We're waiting to move there. We took the settlement. We did our moves over here. There is yet another Crooked Moon army there, so we can try and slap it down along with Akendorf on the next turn. Well, it'll probably be 2 turns because I got to move underground to get out there. Put this here. And yeah, that should be it for now. We're at 80% labor efficiency, and I think it's probably because we haven't moved some labor, into this province. I'm just going to go ahead and snatch it from here. There we go, accept. Okay, there we go. So that'll push that up a little bit, but we're going to need to be getting some more outposts. I think, like I said, I onlined some buildings that were helping us. I can send out a new convoy, and on this convoy, we've got a pretty good size army here, rank 10. Let's go ahead and pick that one, add that master, and we could go looking for raw materials. I'm assuming you can trade for, like right here, we can give cash for raw materials, but that one's pretty close, so it's not going to give a big return, because like right now, raw materials-wise, 500 for 238, 500 for 132. So I guess this one's where we get the biggest return. We'll go over here. It's a longer trip. It's not that many raw materials. Wow, that just really seems like kind of a fat waste. I feel like we should either just go get a ton of labor or go get some cash, like one of the two. And we've got plenty of armaments to trade for cash right now, honestly. Let's cancel that and pick a different mission. Convoy, add commander, master, we'll add the master. I think I'm just going to send him to Grungzent. I don't know though, only 6 turns and we get almost as much here versus... Oh, someone's already headed to Grungzent. Okay, never mind. Yeah. The raw materials return just isn't that impressive. These local ones. So let's just go ahead and go after some cash down here at Black Crag. Ooh, yeah, we can get a pretty good cash return, so let's dispatch that. So we've got some big chunks of change over the next 6 turns. We're going to pick up about 10,000. It's 10,000 gold, so that's not going to hurt anything. Alright, so we're going to head back, and I need to end a turn. Yeah, our research is still going. Okay. Yeah, so we'll end the turn, we'll go try and retake Mount Greyhag, and then Silver Spear. What's going on here? So Greasus Goldtooth is attacking a convoy. The convoy is going to get a settlement garrison to help it. I have Fireglaves here. It says we're going to lose, and we very well might, but I mean, I've got Infernal Guard and Fireglaves, and I've even got a garrison to help me out here. Now, they get reinforcements as well. They do have a wizard, so that sucks. What spells does he have? Rain Gobbler and Bull Gorger, so he does not have any, like, devastating spells. We can knock out the Skyriders from distance, and then pick at some of these other... We might be able to hold out here. I don't know. Let's see. Let's fight this one. The battle is about to be underway. The Ogre force... Oh, crap. They're bringing those big crushers in around behind me, I think. Oh, well, I need my... I've got to have my fire glaives pointed forward, and we've got to knock as much damage into some heavy ogre targets as possible. Their man-eaters actually outrange me by just a hair. It's super annoying. But they're going to step into range, and I do have the suppress from the forge, and that's going to slow down the approach of the ogres relatively significantly here, and allow my fire glaives to do some pretty potent damage. Is there some reason why you're not firing? Like, you've got clean line of sight. Thank you. I've now got a clean line of sight at Greasus, so I'm going to take a shot at him. I'm keeping units really close by. I'm a little worried. I've got some units coming around my flank. I'm going to have to move to protect. Getting some good shots on Greasus. Greasus appears to be fairly resistant to my missile fire. I'm going to have to fall back just a little here. So I got to keep my fire glaives out of combat. And I'm going to start just firing in here. I'm going to countercharge with my more elite infantry. We've got to just kind of hold the line. So fire glaives have got to get back and start putting shots on target. And there we go, there we go. I've got a summon I can use to jack those guys up. Our main line is kind of getting crumped a little. I can try and get rid of these guys here. I do have this Dreadquake mortar shot, but I don't know how much good it's going to do. I'm going to have to be very careful with it. My fire glaives are managing to pick off some targets from behind the main line, which is good news for me. Let's drop that there. I don't know if it's going to do much, but let's just see if it'll do anything. If the fire glaives can kill off Greasus here, which I think they can, we're going to find ourselves in pretty solid shape. I got some Shade Lancers assisting. Yeah, my Fire Glaives are doing some tremendous damage. I have Chaos Dwarf Warriors and Infernal Guard up front, so I have some pretty stout infantry holding a secondary line, and they are struggling mightily to get through. I'm actually going to pull this unit back and let these smaller units, like shorter units, hold. That way I can hopefully get some missile attacks into this Iron Gut unit. There it goes. Yep, so we have successfully driven off the Greasus' attack on our convoy, so this is really good news for me. Awesome. There we go. So I can replenish or take the treasury. The replenishment's not going to do much, so I'm just going to take the extra treasury. So we have defended our convoy. Our allies want us to join the war. So they want to join the war against Cathay, and hang on, no, they want me to join a war against Cathay in order to get money. So no, like wait a minute, I thought I was already at war with Cathay. I don't even know what they were asking there. Were they asking their offers, their demand? I don't know what was being asked there. I'm suddenly confused. Really? Tretch just continues to cause problems for me. So I've got an absolute ton of stuff to retake over there that Tretch is ruining. I'm working on it, folks, as quick as I can get to it. I just don't have the armies to get around to it. So Tretch, you better, like, it's insane. I think he had like one province left, and yet he's able to build all this stuff. Like, so it's insane what the AI can get away with from, like, the standpoint of money. Like, I have the largest empire, like, of anybody around me, yet we have probably the fewest armies of any faction around me, because that's just the way this stuff works. I don't know if I want crappy cutthroats in this army. Like, I just don't think they'll be very good long run, and I can put better units in, so I'm gonna just... I mean, I may end up regretting that, but that's what I'm gonna do for now. Tretch. Like I said, there's only so much of this I can do at once, so I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna take Mount Greyhag back, one thing at a time here, one thing at a time. Wow, there's even more Crooked Moon armies around. This is absolutely and utterly insane, like just how much Crooked Moon is around here. If I come underground here, though, I'm going to be trespassing against the vampires, but then they'll just move underground back up to me. I'm going to move underground here and see if I can get their attention. Like, if I move under here, it's possible these guys will come attack me and they get all the reinforcements from Ackendorf. It's not that many, but I'm going to offer it and see if the AI will take me up on it. That way I can try and draw that army back here, but otherwise I'm going to tear Ackendorf to the ground. Oakenhammer, like all these places need to be defended. Carag Dromar is probably going to get wrecked, and there's probably not a whole lot I can do about it right now. I am low on my raw material increase. Okay, so now Crooked Moon's coming after me over here. And Azag is coming, and he's got a pretty sizable army. I can't fight both of them at the same time, and that's certainly what it looks like they're attempting to do. And they've got another army moving north against Khazad Irkulaz. I've got a pretty solid garrison here, though. A lot of Chaos Dwarf infantry. They could try and siege me. I don't know whether they're going to succeed here. I wish I would have built up these defenses a little farther, but it's... I could do it, and then... So, how much labor do I have in the World's Edge Mountains? Let's take a look at that real quick. World's Edge Mountains... I've got quite a bit of extra labor up there, and I have all this extra labor over here that's just not doing anything at the moment, because there is no requirement for it. So I could take said labor, and... Because, like, honestly, some of these just don't need to be on right now. That's part of what's costing me. I could move some of this over to the World's Edge Mountains, like this, assuming I have enough money to pull all this off. Which I might. Let's see if I upgrade that. How much labor is going to take to finish it? It's 500. Oh yeah, we got it. There we go. So now the World's Edge Mountains has an improved garrison that includes blunderbusses. We've got extra Infernal Guard. We got this Bull Render. We've got, you know, yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff. We got a wizard here, so they're going to have a harder time cutting through that. The question is now, what do I want to do over here? He is on a camp, which I'm assuming means that that is a decreased movement range for him. I could attack this goblin army and defeat them, but we're still very busy replenishing. Karat Kadrin likely doesn't have a significant garrison yet. We don't. Not enough to hold off like 2 armies worth. Because they're going to be right on top of me soon. So, again, what do I do here? Like, how do we want to play this? Do I scoot out here and attack these guys? I mean, I could certainly win against this army. And win probably pretty convincingly. Anyway, I'll figure this one out on the next episode. I am out of time for this one. HeirofCarthage is signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more Chaos Dwarf campaign.